So there's a report that says over 80% of internet users, like age 18 to 49, they seek health information on social media platforms. I think that's super annoying to our healthcare professionals. But I mean, we can't say we don't.
Right.
Everyone's looking on ChatGPT for their diagnoses these days. And so, I mean, I don't think that this is surprising.
That's not.
9-4 Podcast, Episode 6, Take 1.
What's interesting is that 60% of doctors state that social media has positively influenced the quality of patient care they provide. And I think they would also say that social media is like really important to them and really important to their marketing. What's interesting is that kind of presents this gap of what healthcare professionals and just the healthcare industry overall believes about social media marketing and what they actually do.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting because it kind of presents a gap about what the healthcare industry believes to be important and what actually happens. Because when you look at social media profiles for dentist offices and for like even aesthetic practices, I think it's more true in like dental and primary care. It's a lot of graphics.
Yes.
And maybe pictures of holiday parties or like something that happened. It's like group pictures. It's kind of more bulletin boardy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem intentional. It doesn't seem like it's being used for marketing.
It's not being used for marketing. It's the pictures of their team and staff interacting with each other outside the office. It's fun to an extent, but that's for their staff. That's not for their customers.
Right.
And then the graphics are, I mean, we can talk about what graphics do and don't, and most don't work on social media. The information could be great.
Yeah.
But it's just presented in a way that doesn't connect.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a difference between posting versus marketing.
Yes.
And that's what I want us to talk about today.
Yes.
On this podcast, we focus on providing cross-industry insights. And today we're going to focus on healthcare in particular, but this really pertains to multiple industries. And so the things that we're going to talk about today, if you're in another industry, this will pertain to you too. But if you're in the healthcare industry, listen up because this is really, really important, especially if you consider yourself in the 60% and you feel like social media marketing is important.
When you say healthcare, can we define that a little bit? Because it's healthcare, it's healthcare adjacent.
Yes. So if you are a dentist, if you own a med spa, if you serve patients in particularly private pay, if you have a concierge model, private pay, cash pay, anything that you have a practice and you're selling directly to patients. Even if you interface with insurance a little bit, I think that, and even in some of these reports that I've been looking at recently, and I think this is pretty well known at this point, but private pay, cash model, concierge, those models they're actually growing in the healthcare industry.
Right.
And marketing is so much more important when you have that model and you're not interfacing with insurance as much. But regardless, at the pace that consumers are getting their information from social media and especially from AI agents, you really can't afford to not have a strong online presence and specifically a strong social media presence. So does that answer your question a little bit?
It does, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about today. And we're coming from the background of having served dental practices and aesthetic med spas from a marketing perspective, specifically through video.
Yes.
And so that's really kind of the perspective that we're taking here. But from, anything that you use, anything that you put on social media, it's all marketing. If you're focusing on marketing rather than posting. So let's dive into a little bit more.
Let's get in.
So right now, if you pull up, and this is for most social media profiles for healthcare practices. There are some that are doing a really, really great job.
Mhm.
But when you pull up a social media profile, you're going to see pictures of maybe office parties, or you might see pictures of doctors with patients. You might see the outside or the exterior of the office.
Mhm.
Some of that's really great.
Yeah.
But you are missing out on some really, really important opportunities to build trust with patients if
Yeah.
they're finding you online.
Yes.
And so I want to kind of talk about what that could look like. And some of these, like I said, they can be effective.
Mhm.
If you are, I've seen actually a lot of practices start kind of hopping on some trends.
Mhm.
And those can be really, really helpful for traffic.
Yeah.
Because if you are leveraging like trending audio,
Mhm.
or if you're giving the algorithm what it wants to see
Mhm.
and what it knows that your audience will want to see, it's going to put you in front of those viewers.
It is.
And that's really, really important. There's a difference between focusing on content that will help patients find you
Yes.
versus getting them to pick you.
Yes.
And so you kind of want to have a balance of both.
Especially in like healthcare and healthcare adjacent, it's the trends are important, but not every trend. You got to choose wisely.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you have to be taken serious.
You're a professional, like expert service.
Yes.
You want to be taken seriously.
Yes.
And so you kind of have to put yourself out there seriously.
Yeah, you got to put yourself out there seriously. You got to present a good front. And I know we have a lot of ways to do that.
Yeah. And I think a lot of practices want that and think about that. I know a lot of times we roll our eyes at social media and people trying to be social media celebrities. That's not what we're advocating for.
No.
And I think a lot of professionals who take themselves seriously, who should take themselves seriously,
Yes.
they feel disingenuous putting themselves on a platform like social media.
It is.
Because it feels cheap.
It does. We run into that a lot, I think, with a lot of our clients. We had a conversation, or I probably had like 3 conversations this week. And I know I felt those things before too. And we've talked about it. But it's one of those things where it's the society we live in. It's the way information is transmitted. And you kind of just got to do it. And it can be hard, but there's people that know how to help. When you do it, I think you'd be surprised at how people do start taking you seriously. And they aren't rolling their eyes when they see it. Because do you roll your eyes at every single person that scrolls past your feed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
it's a communication piece.
Sure.
And so leveraging it as a communication piece is where the value is.
Yes.
And so if your patients are already getting their information from social media, why not give them the valuable information you can provide? I'm not saying give medical advice on social media, but give them a reason to trust your medical advice.
Yes.
So they come to you.
We talked a little bit about it, how patients are already kind of using social media as a search engine. And even if they aren't searching, it's informing their decisions. So like, tell us about some of the other opportunity costs from not being on social media, or why people just really need to dive into it.
Yeah, I think when healthcare professionals and practice owners think about marketing, they're thinking about reviews. They're thinking about SEO for their website. They're thinking about referrals from patients or from other practices. They might be thinking about ads. And those are all of those are really, really important.
Yes.
However, we are starting to see more discovery happening on social media.
Yes.
And even if someone's not going on social media with the intention of, I need to find a new dentist or I need to find a new med spa, they are still stumbling on content that is starting to build that trust with them. Even if it could be local or not, but they're already starting to form an opinion and an idea of what they want in a provider. And so if you're not doing that, you're missing that opportunity to start building that trust.
Yes. And it's not an immediate thing.
No.
It's, I mean, anyone in marketing can tell you, you need multiple touch points, like sometimes dozens.
Yes.
And so if it's, I think that's I'm probably getting ahead of us. So that's a misconception a lot of people go into is I'm going to post this reel and it's going to spread my business. It's going to make everybody, it's going to make the whole world aware that I exist and that this practice exists. But it's not. It's you got to be consistent. That's a single touch point. It's like that's a great start. Do it again 50 times, and then now the person that's seen it and the algorithm has served your content over and over and over. You're the expert in their head.
Yes, exactly. The way social media works is we build parasocial relationships with characters online, and
characters is a good word.
Yeah, because relationship almost isn't even. It's not true because a relationship is two-sided. And when someone sees and starts learning from someone online, even like find their content entertaining, they start seeing them as a person and someone who they see themselves in them, or they start trusting them and they start believing what they say simply because of the repetition, the exposure, the likability that they are starting to form. And so that is just how social media works, for better or for worse. And I think leveraging the positive aspect of that from a professional standpoint in providing that education, or even what to expect when you show up at our practice.
Yes.
Even like talking about your staff and the unique aspects of the way that your staff works together, I think can be really, really helpful. So there's a lot of different ways to think about that, but you want your social media strategy to be focused on building that connection. I think connection is a better word.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going back to how people, the typical healthcare marketing approaches with reviews and traffic. I think a lot of practices have great reviews, but that's kind of the standard now. It's not that's not exceptional anymore.
Right.
That's how people get on your website. That's how people find you. It's not really the decision maker for people anymore. But social media has the potential to be the decision maker.
It does.
For consumers. It's just so much stronger.
Yeah. When we work with our clients, tell us the type of content that works really well. Social media in particular. Give us the rundown. Like what type? Someone in the healthcare adjacent industry.
So this is social media, but this is also content that can go on websites. It can go on, I like thinking about online presence a little bit more holistically, but social media in particular.
Yeah.
What we're seeing that works really, really well in terms of connection building content is patient testimonials. We talked about reviews. There are so much potential in tracking down some of these reviews, these patients who have left reviews for your practice, and filming them talking about their experience. And I know there's a little bit of gray area for like HIPAA and confidentiality and privacy and all of that. There's a way to do it to where they're just talking about their experience. They left a review. So document the review, and don't just, I'm not just saying film them, say, oh yeah, it was a great experience. They came in and the office staff was friendly and had a great conversation with the doctor. That's not what we want. We want to ask them questions that really help hone in on what was the emotional experience? What did they feel when they walked into the office? What kind of confidence did they walk away with after the conversation? And so there are specific questions to ask that really protect that privacy, but at the same time, really capture the feeling that the value that they walked away with.
Yeah, they let your patients tell a story, which we know is so important. It's got to be a story.
Yeah.
And it lets them tell a story that kind of knocks down walls and hesitations for other future patients.
Yeah. I'll give you a really good example. I think like right now when we're filming this, we're going into the holiday season, And I think for a lot of dentists and med spas, aesthetic practices, the thing that I think a lot of people want to feel around this time is confidence.
Yes.
Like you want to see your family and your friends and feel really confident about your appearance when you see them.
Yeah.
And so telling that story, telling those patient experience stories in a way that can really share that feeling and that confidence so that other people want to experience that too. There's a way to do that, and featuring that in your social media strategy, especially this time of year, can be really, really powerful marketing and booking those appointments.
Yes.
So that's patient testimonials. Another one is doctor profile videos. And this is actually a type of content that you definitely want to live on your website too. The amount of trust that a patient has to feel in their doctor and in the healthcare professional that is answering these really, really important questions for them. Imagine how much trust you could have when you understand like the tone of the voice that you're going to be talking to.
Yes.
If you have like a list of questions that you're going to be asking in this appointment, and especially like there's a lot of doubt that someone could be feeling walking into that appointment.
The key thing is building trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to build trust, and the profile video is a great way to start because it kind of like gives the history, establishes some credibility, shows the thought process and everything else. And then alongside that is education.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's where we bring in a doctor or a dentist or provider, ask them questions to establish and display their expertise. Because even if it's answering something that you probably answer, every consultation, every whatever, it's showing how fast they know the answer, showing that they do know the answer to these even simple questions builds that much more trust and confidence for a patient going into the,
And having them be filming education in a way that makes it platform optimized.
Yeah.
So that it's really easy to consume on social media is really, really important. So that's one thing I just want to make sure we mention about education is that it kind of has to be designed in a certain way.
You can't you can't hold your phone up and rant for 7 minutes about any topic. It's just not going to work.
Yeah.
But there's the right way to do it that just really connects.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Hey, quick favor while you're listening. If you're enjoying the show, hit that follow button so you never miss an episode. And if you even get one nugget of value today, share it with a friend or leave us a quick review. Thanks for being here. Now back to the show.
Patient testimonials, doctor profile videos, education, brand videos. So something that, and this is actually a great feature on your practice website too, having a video that kind of encompasses the values and the vision and the mission of your practice overall.
Yes.
Having some features of your patients there too, so people can identify with the type of people that you serve.
Yeah.
And kind of an understanding of what it feels like being in those rooms.
This is the video that it might feel counterintuitive a little bit. You don't plan on this video getting a lot of views. I think you pin it on the top of your social profile too. You make it really easy for someone to see. It's not the one that's going to go viral. It's not going to spread like wildfire. But when someone's interested in you, like you've connected with them on a different point and they go to your profile, they go to your website, they see it, it's got to be done well. It's got to have so much polish to it. It's got to be shot cinematically. It's got to, and the reason is this is where they're encountering your brand for the first time. And especially
they've like found all your reviews. They found you online. Your SEO is working because you have great reviews. They found you on Google or on Yelp or whatever.
This is the thing.
And they land on your website and they see this brand video.
Yes. And this is the thing that kind of seals the deal. This is, okay, they take themselves seriously. They have a brand that's well put together. Little things, like all these little subconscious things. I know what the inside of the building looks like. I've seen some of the people, they smile. The other patients seem happy. Those are all parts of it, and they're important, and they kind of like tick subconscious boxes, I think, in a lot of consumers' minds. But I just want to stress the polish. Because on social media, you can get away without a lot of polish on some types of content. And some of it shouldn't be so like lighting and glam and stuff because for strategic reasons. But this needs to look good.
Yeah, there are certain industries where you can't get away without having professional video.
Yes.
On your platforms. Like if you're a professional service or you provide some sort of expertise, you have to have professional video featured.
You do. It's that signal that, okay, it's a serious business. It's a serious practice. These are serious people. And that's what you're stressing with that kind of, or that's what you're displaying with that type of video.
Yeah, definitely. So you definitely need some polished content. Another thing we really emphasize is the personal content. That's kind of what comes across in those patient testimonials and even in the brand video.
Yeah.
Another thing, and I mentioned this earlier, but having platform optimized content. And this is where you would have a trend that you would film. This is where you might incorporate some humor if it's on brand.
Yeah.
Or if this is something that could help with your discoverability. This is something that could help someone find you on social media.
Yes.
So it's a balance. You can't have just one. You can't just have humor and trends.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay, in healthcare, what's actually working on social media and why?
So what's working in healthcare social media marketing is doctor profiles, having some just really key information about the doctors that are serving patients. Brand videos, something that's kind of all-encompassing of the practice overall, that's going to make patients feel comfortable being there and have a good understanding. Patient testimonials, that connection so that people can connect to the type of patients that they serve. And education, that's so overlooked as a social media piece because it's something that people find actually really highly engaging. If you produce it in a way that's really engaging, that's really, really powerful content. And then discoverability, trends, maybe humor, something that's a little bit entertaining. Having a little bit of the polished, personal, and platform optimized will really enhance your social media marketing, and that will really make the difference between just posting versus having a marketing strategy to attract patients.
Yeah. It takes people from the odd view to someone that's actually engaged and thinking about using your services. And then when they need your services, you're front of mind.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've established why it's important. What are the action steps? Someone listening, what can they take away?
So what I want you to do is look at your social media page right now, or whatever social media platforms you're using, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, all of them, and decide if you're actually posting or if you are actually marketing. And there's a couple of ways to do that. Another way to think about it is it active? Are people coming to your profile for information? Is there education on your profile? Are there opportunities to connect? Is there something that would really shine a light on what your practice stands for and your values and the types of experiences that you provide for your patients? If you see those pieces there, then you're doing great. If you see there's some lack there, and you're kind of seeing what we talked about at the beginning. Maybe there's just like pictures from parties, or maybe the Halloween decorations that were up a couple months ago. There might be a lack of intentionality there. So think through, okay, how could we be more intentional about the content that we're showing our patients before they interact, and maybe even think about your current patients and how you can continue to educate them and nurture them so that they continue to build that relationship with you. Another way I think about it too is like when I'm looking for care on I'm really interested in social media for healthcare. And so when I'm seeing these platforms and it's just pictures of, office parties or decorations or whatever, I feel like a third wheel. Sometimes like, there's a fun vibe between the nurses and between the doctors.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's going on. It's kind of like when you are talking to somebody and then you're in a group of people and then two people start having a conversation. You have no idea what they're talking about, but you're just kind of there.
Oh, sure.
You don't know how to participate.
Oh, yeah. Two really close friends are in the front seat and you're just kind of hanging out in the back and really wanting to be a part of it. But
yes, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
when you're like looking at the profile and that's all you're seeing. They're talking, the content is talking to each other or to people who are there at the practice in real life.
Yes.
Not to people who are online and actually on the other side of the phone.
No, and there's something to be said. Keep your company culture. Keep it like connect with your, if you're running a company, connect with your employees. That's not what social media is. Social media is for you to connect with customers.
Yeah, talk to people.
Yes.
Not in front of them. So also look and see if you have credibility content, that really polished stuff. If you don't have polished content, polished video specifically on your social media, that really needs attention. And that's something we can help you with. There's lots of ways to produce polished video for your social media. If you are a professional expert service, if you're in healthcare, you really need to have a polished presence.
It shows that you take yourself seriously because nobody else can take you seriously if you're not taking yourself seriously.
Do you have connection content? Do you have patient testimonial videos? And do you have contextual content? I was using platform optimized earlier, but even something that's just in context of the season, that could be education. I think sometimes when we think of trends, we think of people dancing in front of the camera. That's not even what I'm talking about.
Right.
Right now, there's a trend that I'm seeing all over healthcare marketing, and it's fact or fiction. And someone is like, there's a doctor just standing in front of the camera, and someone's asking him, fact or fiction, and like brings up a topic, and he's like, oh yeah, that's a myth. And then they go to the next one, and it's just boom, 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 boom. It's just really, really fast.
Yes.
That's a trend.
Yeah. And in 15 seconds, that doctor is now the expert in front of that viewer's eyes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what I recommend doing is choosing at least one of those types of content, polished, personal, or platform optimized, to start with. And then that way you can have a little bit more of a structured approach to really building that online presence. But it's really, really important that you do that, especially as we as consumers start relying so heavily on social media for our information. Again, it's not ideal, but it's the reality that we live in. And so if it's there and if it's not going away, leverage it in the most informational, professional, credible way that you can to provide a resource to your patients because you care about them and you want to be an excellent resource to them. So we covered a lot of things today, specifically for healthcare marketing. If you're listening and you're not in healthcare, maybe you're in another industry, even if you are and you found that this information was helpful, we'd really appreciate if you could leave some feedback, leave a review for us, subscribe to the podcast. All of these things help us understand what is helping you as a company, as a business, as a practice, and what's serving you. It also helps us reach more listeners so we can continue to do this and continue to be a resource for more businesses. Thanks so much for listening to the Known For podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Known For is a Griffith Media podcast recorded on the volume wall at Big Screen Studios in Dallas, Texas. This episode was produced by the Griffith Media team. Find out more about our agency, how we can help your business grow through marketing, video, and design at www.griffith.media, or find out more about the studio at bigscreentx.com.